Okay, so this is sort of an extension of the 5 pentatonic positions, and we're just going to talk about doing the fast motive patterns in all of the positions. So if I give a little background groove here, I'm going to do a chord progression which is in the key of C. It's the 8th fret. 6 minor, that's an A minor. 4 major, that's an F. 1 major, that's a C. 5 major, that's a G. So that's A minor, 6, F, 4, C, 1, and G5. And wherever we find those chords are fine. So like we do an A minor here, an F here, maybe a C here, G, or maybe an A minor open, an F here, C, G. So wherever we find those, we can use them. We'll get a little recording going. Here's first. We can play all of our fast patterns there. We do the same things in the second position. So if we have this pattern, number 1 pattern in our motives, it's a hammer on a pull off, and you go to the next string, right? Do it every string. You can take that same motive idea and move it up to the second position. So there's our first scale, here's our second one. Do the same motive, so 8 and 10, hammer on pull off, go down here. On the next set of strings, which is 10 and 8, and then 9 and 7, you can do this. Get that with your middle finger. Get that with your middle like this. So you're still doing a hammer on a pull off and going to the next string. It just uses a couple different fingers. Down here it's 7 and 9 and 10. Because the scale looks like this. So on the 3rd string, 7 and 9, hammer on pull off, and pinky on 10. You move those around just like you do, and now you can move between positions. Move that into every position now. So if second was on 8 and 10 here. That's second position. 3rd position starts on 10, you're on 12 and 10. Then 13 and 10, then 12 and 9, and then 12, 10, 12, 10. So on the first string it's 10 and 12, hammer on pull off, and then pinky goes on 13. And you know, when you're playing these musically, just work them into a phrase and with a bend. Any of those core licks. On this string, you have the pinky and the pointer, and then it goes down. You know, you have the 13, 10, and then 12, 9. So you can do the hammer and pull off from 13 and 10, and use your ring finger for the 12, because you're not grabbing that 9. Just there again, I did a bend. Any normal motive that you improvise, you can use as an ending. We can do these rolls as an ending too. So here on the 2nd, 3rd. Now on the 3rd string, you go down to the. So I'm going to use my pinky there to 8, 9, 12, and then back to 12. Maybe a standing bend again. Or maybe a little roll there. So all these little fast moves are supposed to be worked into all the other things you do. So I can move that stuff around. One motive with a couple of the core bends put in there. Fourth position starts where we just finished that one. So 12 and 15. The scale looks like this. So on the first string we were hammering on 12, 15 and going down to 15 on the next string. On the second string, 13 and 15 down to 14. With any sort of bend, or mix it in. There I just did a bend hold. That same little motive. The third string, maybe a roll. Here it's again, I'm in the fourth position now, which starts at 12 and 15 in the key of A, A minor. So all these same thing in fifth position. That's now 15 and 17. First string, 15, going down to 17 and 17. And then here on this string, I have 14 and 17, so pinky. On this string, same thing. This string, back in the first position. All that was the one motive, that same motive in every position, with a couple, basic chord licks thrown in. All that same move, just moved around. So each of these licks becomes incredibly useful because you can do them everywhere. You can do the rolls everywhere. Here. That just rolls in every position. You can do the bends in every position. I just did the core lick bend in every position. Here it is in first position. Second position, now third position, now fourth, and fifth, and back to first, just on the first string. Here's that motive. You can do it in every position, every string. Two licks that I'm moving around, playing on every string in every position. It's really not difficult to learn. You just got to get those couple basic moves. And we can do that with all of the other licks. So if we want to do, for example, lick number 6, which is that's a hammer on both strings. I'm doing all those just like a little bend. You can do it in every position now. That was first position, so I can take that and move it to second position, 8 and 10. Here it gets a little tougher because you have to do 8 and 10 on the second string and 7 and 9 on the third string. And then on the fourth string it's a little different. Third position, you go up to 10 and 12, and on the second string it's 10 and 13. Now in the third position there, as you play down the scale, it goes down to 9 and 12 again, so that becomes a little more tough to do that same move, because you have to move from 9 and 12 to 10 and 13. Oops. That one a little more. And you can do it in every position. You can move it around. And with a bend or a core lick everywhere. You can do the opposite one. Here in fifth position, the number 6 would be, or that's the fifth position, so you're on 15 and 17, or 14 and 17 on the third string. And you can do them backwards too. You can do this number 5 lick. Around and connect them just like you would in the first position. Say we do the bend lick, the fast bend. It was number 4 on the lick sheet. You can do that everywhere. So some strings you have to bend a little farther because you need to go up to 3 frets. Kind of get used to those as you find them. That was second position, now third position. That's going to be one of those ones you got to stretch farther. Up in fourth. Fifth. Every position you can do the exact same licks. Take all of the licks and you can start putting them together. necessarily have to be fast either. This could be so I'm just using that as a motive, as a movement pattern. Slowly. incredibly technical. They're just motions that you can use, and as you practice them, if you get them to a marginally quick speed, you can start working more importantly on putting them together. So you're doing things like, and ideally, your goal is to get them going quick like that. Or like I was doing a hammer on and pulling off. So lick number one, then the pull off lick at the end. You can move those around as you need, but they don't have to be quick. They can just be simple melodies. Those are all just those same motives, just moved around a little more slowly, and they make nice melodies. So you take each of the motives, move them around, and just work on being able to do the technical motions that are required to move your fingers like that, and suddenly you've got a huge volume of motions that you can play across the entire fretboard. And just remember, it's always still just 2 pinkies, 3 rings, 2 pinkies, wherever you go. So any lick that you play in one position, it sounds like, if you have 2 wides, it's the same notes. It's always those same notes. So if you learn a lick in one position, you'll know how it will sound in another position if you pay attention to where the wides and where the narrows are, because those are always the same notes. Okay, that should be enough for this.